AWS Infrastructure Announcements Recap. My name is Patrick Svoboda and I will be your host for today. Before we get started, I would like to go over a couple of items. Not all provider announcements are mentioned, only the ones that are related to the infrastructure. Today we are covering announcements from mid-December 2022 to the end of January 2023, roughly 45 days. I also do announcements for GCP and Azure, so if you're interested, check it out. And a final note, also if you're in the Austin area, I run the Austin Cloud Infrastructure Meetup. The next one is on February 23rd, 2023. More info at meetup.com/Austin Cloud Infra. Let's get started. Elastic Cache for Redis now supports enabling encryption in transit and existing clusters. You can enable this without rebuilding or reprovisioning any of your resources. Resource groups now emits lifecycle events. They're integrated with Amazon Event Bridge. You can invoke over 35 AWS services, including AWS Lambda, Amazon SNS, and Kinesis, and etc. This helps you to eliminate the need for complex polling mechanisms. EMR and EC2 cluster launch up to 30% faster in private subnets with Amazon EMR. To take advantage of this, you need to relaunch your EMR and EC2. EFS supports 1000 access points per file system. This is from 120. S3 file gateway increases maximum file shares per gateway from 10 to 50. EC2 launch templates now support AWS Systems Manager parameters for AMIs. This is to simplify automation and reduce misconfiguration. Announcing firewall status message for AWS Network Firewall. This provides a status message about the current state of each firewall endpoint. Previously, it would just show you how to create, dealing, scaling, or is ready. Now you should have more information in case you need to troubleshoot any issues around your network firewalls. CloudWatch launches cross-account metric systems. This is near real-time stream of metrics to a destination of your choice. And you can span across multiple AWS accounts to a single, in a single metric stream. So this is great when you have a large organizations and you want to centralize your information, your logs. ODS for MariaDB now supports enforcing SSL TLS connections. Again, anytime you can enable any type of encryption, if it's at rest or in transit, enable it. You're not going to be losing any performance. Doesn't cost you doesn't cost any more money, and basically makes your security posture stronger. Network Firewall announces IPv6 support. It supports IPv6 for dual stack subnets. Again, supports both IPv4 and IPv6. In the case you're moving in the direction, it's great to see there's more and more support for IPv6. Control Tower introducing concurrent account provisioning operations. Now you can create, update, and enroll up to 5 accounts at a time. Gateway Load Balancer and Gateway Load Balancer endpoint now supports IPv6 traffic, supports end-to-end connectivity. So this is another announcement for IPv6 support. So as you can see, more and more services are having IPv6 support, and you will not just see this on AWS side, on AWS, but as well on GCP and Azure. S3 now automatically encrypts all new objects. There is no additional cost, and again, no impact on performance. So leave it be. Make sure you have encryption enabled at all times on every service. Just the best security practice. System Manager announces patch policies, enabling cross-account and cross-region patching. ODS now supports increasing storage size when creating read replicas and restoring databases from snapshots. This is useful when you're basically near their maximum allocated storage capacity. Introducing Amazon EMR serverless custom images. This is to simplify running Spark and Hive workloads. Network firewall adds support for reject action for TCP traffic. That's basically when the firewall drops the packet, it can now notify the sender that the TCP connection failed before you didn't have this capability. This will help you to, for example, create rules and take action if need to. General availability for Route 53 application recovery control zonal shift. Basically, you can shift application traffic away from using an AZ with a single action for multi-AZ resources for support ALB and NLB, application load balancer, network load balancers. This doesn't work if you have cross-zone load balancing turned on. So basically, for this to be working, you need to have it off. RDS now supports restoring database snapshots from multi-AZ with 2 readable standbys. This is for MySQL and PostgreSQL database instances. Lambda now supports maximum concurrency for Amazon SQS as an event source. This helps you basically control event source mapping directly. It limits the number of concurrent invokes without having to configure reserved concurrency to perform a similar action. AWS Cleanrooms is now available in preview. This was an announcement during reInvent, the last reInvent in November 2022. This allows you to collaborate with your partners, basically easily and securely analyze data sets without sharing or revealing underlying raw data. This is good to know if you're doing advertising campaigns, advancement decisions, research and development. EMR serverless introducing account level vCPU based service quota, so it gives you more control. CloudFront now supports the request header order and header count headers, so you can track the total number of HTTP headers sent with each request, as well as the order in which the headers were sent. AWS launches Melbourne region. This is gonna be there is 3 AZs available. There's gonna be further 4.5 billion investment going on, so they're gonna be expanding the data centers. That also means they're gonna be expanding the services in that region. EC2 network performance metrics add support for contract utilization metrics. This is to track basically connections. Customers could scale up their EC2 instances after they started seeing packet drops. That was before. Now you can actually monitor EC2 instance connections utilization to proactively manage EC2 instances capacity with scale up or out actions to help meet the network connection demand before dropping packets. VPC IP Address Manager, or otherwise IPAM, now manages IP in your network outside your AWS org. So other organizations, if you have an isolation in line of businesses, partners, this gives you more visibility and basically management capabilities. AppRunner, which is a fully managed container application service, now supports retrieving secrets and configuration from AWS Secret Manager and AWS System Manager. And that's it, folks. Thank you for listening, and I'll look forward to the next updates.